while Texas A&M still suffers, you are doing great. You get on TV and shit. We seeing you goddamn with the suit and tie on. You over here being a real Nana looking like.
Check him out.
You know what I'm saying? You out there really...
Man in the media.
First of all, how you get here? Because, hey, ain't gonna lie. Hey, we ain't finna toot no horns.
Okay.
But when you left the Raw room for the first time, you know what I'm saying? That's when you start getting on TV, brother.
Hey, brother. It was.
I know you was already, you know what I'm saying, making your way to it and doing it, working on it, going to the camps, you know what I'm saying, that we have in the NFL. You were doing all your due diligence to get better at it. You working your craft off. You should have other podcasts you hopping on, still building your frame, and then boom, like talk to us about that. Like you getting on TV now, like you in a different frame, you in a different world.
Yeah, man. Just so this was actually a clip from the sports broadcast boot camp with the
that was the boot
NFL.
camp.
And so just cut it up, sent it out, and so with this, I had a lot of different opportunities and just been out there talking and building my portfolio. Like I said, when I left here, y'all said it. Hey, man, when people leave the Raw room, you blow up. Things start expanding. Whatever your platform is, it just starts to grow. And it just springboarded. After everybody seen me on here, got the invite to start popping up on more podcasts, and then it just springboarded, man. And so now I just keep going. Got the Players Lounge. I end up getting that job with the Cowboys. Doing that 4 days a week throughout the season. Actually about to launch my own podcast called Second and Third with Jonathan Hankins. That'll be launching next month. Yeah, Big Hank getting into the space too. So some big things been popping, man.
Hey, that's hard.
That's what's up. Appreciate it. What do you say? It started here, man. We talked about it on the show and then afterwards. So appreciate y'all again for the opportunity.
Now, if you could, we may or may not have spoke on this last time you pulled up, but when it comes to guys transitioning into the next thing after football, for you, how did you maneuver that? Like, did you know you want to be in the media space? Did you know you want to be in the fashion world? Did you know, like, you know what I'm saying, did you have it set up? And how did you get there? Because a lot of us struggle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys struggle trying to figure out what is the next move. Where do I go from you know what I'm saying, retirement or getting cut? You know what I'm saying? Especially when it just dropped off when you weren't expecting it.
Man, that's a phenomenal question. I didn't have the answers. I mean, what people are seeing now, they see a product that's still unfinished and unpolished. Absolutely. Like, if we're being completely honest, like, I was going through depression shit. I still battle depression now as I'm sitting here on this couch. Like, coming and being in the media space is what pulled me out of that dark cylinder. Like, you know how it is when you retire, everybody knows, like, you don't just go out there. Like, very few people leave on their own accord, but even after leaving on your own accord, you got a 1 to 2 year span. Most people, 90% of the league, when they retire, but you got that 1 year where you working out real hard, you're going to wait for a call. Then you got the following year where it's like, hey, I'm just working out, but I know the writing's on the stars, but that's 2 whole years you didn't waste of your life. Now, after that, shoot, you start seeing the taper and stuff like that. And so for me, it got really dark, bro, to where I just didn't know what I was going to do. Many a days of crime, many a days of fighting, many a days of trying to be mad and wanting to go out there and play ball and relieve my stress, and couldn't do that, to where for me, it was just like, man, I got to do something to make me happy. Like, I got to do something to get back in that space of let my kids see me happy, bro, because I don't want them to have that resentment. We've seen too many of our brothers that we didn't play with that have been having CTE issues and all that. And that was a big fear. So battling all that, going to therapy, like, I'm a big advocate for mental health, going to therapy. And when I did that, she was like, you can't be in therapy, or you can't play ball like that, or you can if you really want to chase this dream. But it's like, be around the sport, but figure out what truly, and the thing that made me, or that truly made me the thing that made me fall in love with ball was more so entertaining people, more so being like the family component. That's when the one time that my whole mom's side of the family kicked it with my dad's side of the family. And so it's like, how can I bring people doing that? Knowing something that I'm comfortable with, talking sports. And then after talking to sports, really getting a platform to where you're just like, hey, I'm just doing something that's making it comfortable. And then it just springboarded from there. And with that, I really got back to what ball was able to do for me the most part, which was give me a platform to go talk to people and really make a change. Like coaching Little League football, that's what really got me back out there and being comfortable. And I didn't, for a long time, I wasn't proud of myself. I wasn't proud of the career I had or none of that, to where I was kind of ashamed. And when I went out there to go coach for my Little League team, Redbird Raiders, all my kids was talking about, oh man, coach, we seen you on TikTok. We seen you doing the pass rush summon and stuff like that. Like they spoke life into me before getting there. So when I came to the Raw Room and I did Raw Room with y'all, boy, that next week, everybody was like, coach, you doing this? You gonna be on ESPN and that? So when they did that, that's when it kind of was like, all right, this ain't even about me, to where I'm doing this for them. And even when I didn't and had the success, I still felt unworthy, to where it was like, I have a duty to do to them. And then now that I see the impact that it's making, it started making me feel good, to where now it's just, hey man, I'm just out here living life and trying to battle my struggles. Some days I have good days and some days I'll be out there, it's bad, but being able to talk ball, being able to be around and fellowship, it feel like we're in the locker room.
Facts. Now, can you talk, and like I said, we still speaking to, obviously, the non-ers here too. This is, we speaking to y'all, and also, the former players, but what measures did you take, or what did you have to go? I mean, you speak on it if you want to, what you went through and your measures you went through, because like you just said, you went through a lot of depressed times. And I talk about it a few times here, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it now, again, but the things I have been through and things that, I had to feel like I had to get through to get to this point, or even now, and to keep on pushing, because like you said, nigga, it's a day-to-day thing.
It is. Yeah.
This ain't like, just one and done. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Kentucky basketball.
No.
We ain't one and done. So it's some continuous things you fighting. So could you say, what can you name and say, like, helped you progress, help you keep on going through and getting to the next level to get you where you are today and to keep fighting?
I say the main thing that was the biggest factor was my kids. My kids was the biggest factor. Going in there, like seeing them, like talking to them, they're saying, hey, Dad, you want to do this? And it's like, I'm doing it, but I felt like I was robotic. Like I was just kind of in the motion, but I wasn't really there. Like they have a good moment, and it's like, I'm celebrating them, but it's like, I'm not truly enjoying it like I should be doing it and stuff like that. Like, me, like, don't get me wrong, I'm aggressive on the field and stuff like that, but I'm joking around all the time. I'm smiling and laughing. And so for me not to be that person and be more serious and just go through the motion, it was like, bro, what really made me happy? Like, okay, like football's not here, but like I was happy before football. So let me figure out these little things to where I can try to just get back into an okay space.
But okay, I see what you're saying right there now. Because this is a question I have for myself.
Yeah.
About, you just said that you were happy before football. How long have you been playing football? All right.
I've been playing football since like 5 or 6.
Exactly. So you don't even remember before football.
No.
So it's a difference in saying, like, to me, because I didn't heard that before, like I gotta find before I played football when I was younger. Like, nigga, we've been doing this shit forever.
For a minute, yeah. So for me, when I say that,
it's hard.
It's difficult. But for me, I had to, one, I didn't like being around people and doing certain things to where it was like, I like being around people, but I can only handle it in spurts and stuff, like 5-10 minutes. So being by myself, it was like, what can I do that's productive? And then really what was the wake-up call was, it was the kids, but I started playing video games more. I started kind of like watching anime a little bit more, to where it was like, hey, I'm getting back. Like, anime teaches you a lot about how people are getting whooped. Like, I went back and watched the old Dragon Ball Super. I went back and watched Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z Saga. Yeah. And when I was just sitting there like, man, Goku been getting, my dog be getting whooped. For him to be one of the strongest characters, he getting whooped at least sometimes 2 times an episode, but he came back stronger. And when watching those animes, I'm like, this is what got me here. This is what really made me say, hey, I'm going out here in football and changing the perspective. And that was the main thing. It's something like the light just turned on. It said, change the perspective. Change the perspective of this depression. Change the perspective of how you want to be viewed. Even if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for the other people around you, to where, for me, some people had a bad narrative on fake it till you make it. Well, I'm glad I faked it till I make it. I faked like I was happy. I faked like I was present, because that consistency, I learned to be happy. I learned how to find a different safety net and a safe place, if that made sense, to where it was like, okay, now that I'm realizing, because the thing about it is, you don't never realize that you're in the storm. When you're in the storm, it's like, hey, I'm here. You thinking this every day. But that moment that you realize, like, hey, I'm just in the eye of the storm and I'm going, that's when it's like, hold on, slow down. Let me try to steer off to the fucking right and get my ass up out of here. And now you can attack it. And so once I realized, like, what storm, because I knew it was a storm. And in football, we gotten comfortable with being uncomfortable. So for me, I felt like I was comfortable with that feeling. And once I realized it was like, oh, no, even if it's just going out and walking, or even if it's just going out here and playing the game for a little bit to building me a new community and stuff like that. Like, hey, going out here, like some people don't, they say talk on social media. Like, I realized those signs, and I talked about it last time I was here. Like, you can tell when people are seeing certain signs to where I had to utilize social media where I didn't know if my community was talking to me, but I was just talking to myself. It wasn't so much as like, hey, do this or be great and this and that. It was like, nah, the stuff that I'm telling you, because when you record that screen, what do? You see a reflection of yourself. So it's really me having self-talk with myself to where I'm believing what I'm saying, and then it just springboarded and just kind of flourished from there. And like you said, some days are good, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm motivated and I can take over the world. And then there's some days to where I can't get out of bed, I can't do this and that, but I know I got to get out of bed because I got 2 kids to say, hey, Daddy, I need you to take me to practice. Hey, I need you to feed me and this and that. And so that constant push is what got me there. And then, if we're being honest, the third and final factor is just, I don't know if it's because we're getting older, but you're starting to see it a lot more, like frequent, where a lot of our guys are either gone or it's like, hey, you get a phone call. Hey, have you seen bro in a minute? And be like, nah. And it's like, hold on, why are you calling me, telling me this? Like, we need to call him. And so that affected me to where it was like, that's my biggest fear. Like, I can't tell you, everybody that's been around me, I'm like, yo, the moment that y'all see something wrong, put me in here, put me there. Like, I'm fortunate enough to have God brothers or people around me to where when they were going through that phase, I was able to be there to assist them. But when I was going through it, like, they were right there like, hey, we pulling you out the storm because you did this for us. But it was still hard, and I'm still going through it today. So,
and you just